Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. We have another update on this. The XM5 from TOXICANT. It is by far the most engaging content that my channel has ever had, is talking about this thing. Not because I'm so good at talking about it, I think more because it is only just out and I'm kind of lucky to be one of the only people that seem to have it. So people really like seeing stuff that they can't see stuff other places, and so I'm going to talk about this as much as possible until it gets boring or until every YouTuber has one and you guys leave me and go off somewhere else. So today is a little update. You can see it looks a bit different and it is constantly changing, this thing. It will look different from this again, but the real update that I've done is I've actually put in the inner barrel and I have put in a new hop-up bucking, which should make this thing work well, which means that in this video at the end I'm going to do some FPS ratings of it. I'm going to shoot it into here now so you can see it as well, and I'm also going to test how we load the mags, because before I was a little bit worried that I was not going to be able to actually fire it. I didn't try firing it because I was told there was no inner barrel inside. Now when I opened it up, and it took me a long time to do it, I was trying to figure out the outer barrel, the gas block, how to remove the actual adjuster, which is this little button, this little lever here, how to move that kind of pipe there, which was actually doing the adjustment for the hop unit. And it took me a long time. So much to the point that I actually sent an Instagram message to Jaeger Precision. He was here on the last premiere. It was a pretty weird experience, that, because I've followed his content for a long time, and a lot of the builds that I've created have definitely come from an inspiration of his. Ollie Talks Airsoft is the other guy that I'm completely obsessed with. Unfortunately, haven't seen a video from him recently with his health stuff, but those two guys have probably been the biggest influence on my gas blowback airsoft side of what I love doing. And so he was on that, and so he had made a video about the Spear LT from TOXICANT, and he had changed out or installed the hot rubber and the hot bucking in that. I tried watching through that and it got me somewhere, i.e. removing the rail, but it is a completely different hop-up system. It's adjusted by this. I think the Spear LT had one in the magwell. And so trying to remove that, I sent him a message saying, hey, if I send you a video, can you help me? He hadn't responded, and I managed to get it done. He's probably responded now. So if you're watching, Jaeger, I don't need your help anymore, but thank you very much if you did end up helping me. But it took me ages to get it off. Eventually I did it, and I am not going to make a video about that because my tech work is awful, and it's probably about an hour and a half of me going, oh wait, what's this? Oh wait, what's that? So if you want to actually get any shots from the inside, I will send you clips of how I did stuff, but just message me on the Discord or message me on Instagram and I'll just send you the files that I have, and then you can kind of look through it, see what I took apart to do it. But I ended up having to kind of knock that gas tube off, which worked, but I don't know if that was the real way to do it. Didn't damage anything, but I managed to get it open. And when I opened it up, there were two things inside that, and that one of them was an inner barrel. So when they say it does not come with an inner barrel, that is incorrect. It does not come with an inner barrel that's going to do any good. I mean, this is a pistol inner barrel. It is in no way long enough to what this needs. And when I was thinking about opening it up, I thought, hold on a second. The other ones they've actually sent with no hot rubber, or a hot rubber and no hop-up unit installed. This one was fully built out and installed. So how is the hop in place with a hop rubber without having an inner barrel in there? And so I thought there must have to be some kind of inner barrel. Some people said some of the Asian models that the actual manufacturers hadn't put it in, but the companies that were selling from TOXICANT had put them in afterwards. But that is what is inside. Let me just give you that. That is what is inside the TOXICANT XM5. It is basically like a high capper length pistol barrel. It is your kind of gas blowback model. And there is a hot rubber in there as well, which I've replaced. It is this. So it's kind of got one of those pressure pad kind of bits there. It's kind of your standard gas blowback hot rubber. I'll turn it inside out so you can see what's in here. In fact, I've only ever seen people do that. I've never turned it inside out myself. I don't know if I want to break it. I shouldn't care if I break it, but you know what I do care about is if my current one that I've installed does not work very well, then I may have to to change it out back for this. So that's what it looks like inside. If you want any more pictures or info, let me know. But these were both in there. And so when I removed them, it kind of made it a little bit easier because it meant that I could look at it and say, hey, right, you know, that's how this is going to fit. It is your kind of standard TMMWS hop unit, as it were. You know, you've got the two parts to it held together by an O-ring. There's a kind of tensioner on the top, which I actually realized, and I was thinking about it, is I actually tried to change it for something. I looked at it and it's literally just a little cylinder of plastic that is just sitting on top of the hop rubber. So I had one of these, which was actually for a VFC or an APFG Spear LT that I didn't end up using. It's from GSI and it's a hop tensioner. And this one is, this isn't going to be easy to show you. This one is kind of like a, it's almost a little, like a rounded edge with a flat back to it. So that the kind of spring can push down. As I've done that, I've just dropped it on the floor. The spring can push down onto it, but it cannot, so there you go, that's there, if you want to see there. So the spring can push down on that back and then it kind of pushes into that area. I installed it first off and then I realized when I was putting it back together, the actual pressure that's been put down, it's a circular cylinder. So if Jaeger's watching or anyone's watching and you want to make like an MWS like hop nub that you would make normally, that I think is going to have to just be a cylinder. Because the actual, it's like a curved top to it that is pushing straight down, and then it's basically just pushing a cylinder into the top. It's not a flat surface that's pushing down. So I think it may be something that needs to be improved. You know, you guys, if you're going to make something for it, you'll have one of these and you'll open it up. But that is just something to bear in mind, is I had to use the same hop tensioner, or the hop nub, which was this kind of cylinder that was in there. You know, I think it's going to work fine. And I was like, oh, should I change this? But I actually had to keep that in there. I ended up putting a Maple Leaf Crazy Jet. This is actually one that is bigger than the one that I put in here. This is the Maple Leaf Crazy Jet, and this is a 275. I actually put a 260 in there, so it's this one here. And I think that was the perfect length. 260 millimeters. It literally fit just in there. You could probably get away with a little bit more. Again, this is the 9-inch model. One thing I have realized is this is 9 and it is getting heavy with the amount of attachments that I put on it. But it is also, it just feels longer than a 9-inch gun. I don't know why, because it shouldn't be. But it's really comparable to my Spear LT, and that's an 11.5-inch. So if you're thinking about which one should I get of these, I would probably err on the shorter side rather than the longer side. You know, that's just me, but that would be my advice. Is this definitely feels bigger and feels longer somehow than actually the kind of Spear LT equivalent. So that's just something to bear in mind. So I put in that Crazy Jet in a barrel, and then I also put in a, what is it called? It is a Flamingo Noir. So it is Flamingo, who normally make the very pink, or pink, yeah, they are pink, they're not purple. Pink hop rubbers, and they're amazing. And so they have a new one called the Flamingo Noir. It's just a black one. I don't really know what the differences are. But I put that in there, and so I'm hoping that this is going to end up firing pretty great. We'll see, but I don't know. Anyway, so this is kind of what it's looking like right now. I've actually got an Axon switch that's coming for my Somo gear, and I'm switching this one out to a regular Surefire. This was just too big. I don't know if you guys agree, but this is a Streamlight, and it's just so kind of chunky on it. So I've actually got a FDE tan Streamlight that's going to come sit right there. This is Somo Gear PEC 15 or a PEC box. So that's got a green laser. It has got a IR flashlight and an IR laser. This is obviously going to give me my flashlight, or what's going to be there, the Surefire. And that is going to have an Axon switch, so it's going to have basically that kind of angled switch. That arrives tomorrow, so I'll put that on there. I'll give you guys a little update of what it's looking like after that. And the other thing that I have added as well is this, which is the the Juliet 3 by SIG. This actually I think is really cool. This is a button here, so if I push that, I can just flick that out the way. So that gives me my regular Romeo 8T. I really like this sight, I have to say, that I installed on the last one. And then I flick that in place and I have, I don't know if I can give you that zoom in. That's going to be hard. No. Then I have basically a 3x zoom and that's just in there. That for me is kind of perfect. I can just boom, boom, boom. It's very, very easy. It's solidly in there. So they're heavy sights and sight and magnifier, but that is what I'm running. And then there is actually a little riser that I've got coming, which is built for these two. So that should just put these in a perfect little spot for me. So that at the moment is what's going to be coming in there. I love having this this PTS Sandman, Dead Air Sandman there. It's a great tracer and it has also got, great suppressor, and it also has a tracer in it. The one thing I would say, which I'm kind of interested to see, I've actually got the TOXICANT suppressor they make for this coming, because I'm hoping that it has a thinner kind of back end to it. If you look here, that's the hop tension adjuster right there. So I need to push this button in and then turn it. I can't push the button in if I've got that on. Like I can't actually physically push. I can't physically push that button if my suppressor is on, so I'm gonna have to take it off to adjust the hop up. But if you look here, this is actually going to twist, so that's going to turn vertical to like adjust, and once that turns vertical, this is not going to fit. So you can see there now how that fits in place. That fits there, and when that's turned vertical, this is actually it's not going to actually fit in there. So it's something that I don't know if this is going to be viable. You know, maybe I can adjust the hop up, do something on the inner barrel so that the hop up stays there while this stays vertical. But I'm presuming that the SIG suppressor is thinner at this end, and therefore it kind of comes out here, giving me the space to adjust that. If it doesn't, and TOXICANT have just built a suppressor that it doesn't really work for the replica, that's going to be pretty silly. But that should arrive in the next couple of days. I'll give you guys an update on that. But I think right now it looks very, very cool with this PTS Dead Air Sandman on there. I don't know if you guys agree. This I'm still not sure about. I actually do really like the stock. I love that it folds flat, and I love how it just fits me really well. But this gun is definitely very front heavy. I would say because of the body of it and this being so solid, it doesn't feel quite the same. But like, you know, for me, the midpoint is probably where the mag is, but it's definitely a front heavy gun. So I like this, but I might be mixing that up with something else. I don't know if I'm going to stick with the stock one that came with it. I may stick with that stock tube and then put a different style stock on it. But I do like to keep things in the family, you know, like SIG. So we'll see if I mess around with that. Right, so what I'm going to do quickly is actually fire this thing for the first time, because I haven't actually fired it properly. I've only dry fired it. So what we're going to do is fill this bad boy up. And to do that, I'm going to take my beautiful Vanguard speed loader. If you guys haven't seen this, I've made a video about it. Again, another inspiration that came from Jaeger Precision. So thank you, Jaeger, because you have made a big impact on my airsoft life. And I seem to just buy everything that you buy. Okay, so I'm going to do my unlock. Shh, don't tell anyone it's 3. And what I'm going to do is, for me, what I've got is a little magnetic little box here I got from Amazon for about $5, and I in here keep mainly my Jaeger Precision adapters. This one actually here is just the VFC mag one that comes with VFC APFGs, but I need to do my, which one is it for this? So I think it's this one, the white one for the MWS mags, and this is a Jaeger Precision, so go to jaegerprecision.co.uk if you want this, and it works on the MWS mags, so I presume, as they're saying it's kind of compatible, that it's going to work with this. This is a 28 round mag, and I'm going to try and just put 18 rounds in it, so hopefully these don't go everywhere. Oh, I think I didn't hold that down right, to be honest. So let's try that again. I've got literally BBs everywhere, but I may there have just kind of not held it out, because it does feel when I'm pushing it like it is pushing down the right kind of the right part in order to fill the mag. So I think that that is the case. But yeah, so like there you can see it has got that kind of, you can see it's pushing down the follower. So I think that should work. I may just have kind of not held it properly. Let's try again. Yeah, okay, so that works. So if you want to fill these TOXICANT mags, you can use the Jaeger Precision MWS speed load adapter. So that puts 18 rounds in there, maybe 17 because there is one still in this, which I've just dropped on the floor, but that will work. So if you guys are watching thinking, how can I fill this? It seems like any MWS mag adapter will work. Well, that's what we think will happen. We'll see now. This is quite a big moment, you know. First time on the channel. Put on my very, very cool glasses. There's massive fires here right now and it's very windy. So I will do some testing of accuracy and I'll put my little target out there like I usually do, but that'll be in the next video. So that is obviously not going to be stock because I don't think stock with that barrel really matters. Everyone's going to change it. But with the maple leaf and then the hot bucking from Flamingo, we'll do some accuracy tests and we'll see. Okay, so obviously I'm going to charge it in the very cool way. Oh, yeah, that goes that way, and then we're going to go with a. Okay, well it works, and the recoil is really good on this. I've got the green gas mag in it. I'll probably try and shoot it left so you guys can see it better. Okay, so that's it firing semi, and then full auto. It feels great, guys, to be honest. I mean, I was expecting it to feel great just because we had the dry fire and that worked really well. But that is kind of how it's firing. So what I'll do now, just so I'm not wasting your guys' time too much, is I'm going to do a quick chrono. I'm going to chrono it on 2.5s just because that's what I've got. I wouldn't run this on 2.5s, I don't think. But that's what I've got in there because I've been playing my local indoor field and they only allow you to use 2.5s, so that is what I have. I have actually tracer BBs in there. Should I turn the tracer unit on? I won't turn it on now, but I will on the next one. I'll do some accuracy and I'll turn the tracer on as well. I also have a tracer from Smoky Wolf coming, and that is a tracer that, let me just make sure this, okay, it's holding it in there well. So hopefully I've installed that hop up right. Smoky Wolf is the tracer that kind of has a little liquid that burns, or it does, like, as the tracer does it, it does a little kick out of smoke from this liquid. So I'm going to have that, and I'm going to put that on this if I can work out how to get that tracer unit into the tracer that fits on here, and I'll show you guys what that's like because I think that's going to make this thing extra cool. Okay, so this is me chronoing it, not just shooting it. And we'll see what it's firing at. So we've got it on 2.5s, yeah, perfect. All right. Okay, so that is firing at 333 FPS, a 1.29 joules. Sorry, showing that to you, thinking you can see it. Let's go with another one. 332 FPS at 1.28 joules. 332 FPS at 1.29 joules. 334. This is really consistent. 332. So guys, this is pretty amazing. I don't think I've ever had a gas flow back that's as consistent as this. And 331. So that's after the mag firing through. So 1.27 joules is what you're looking at, which I kind of think is pretty perfect. I'm going to get you the RPS, like the rounds per second, and we'll see what that's firing at. No, I won't. Do you know why? That's at 340. So that means that maybe the gun cooled down a bit there. Sorry, the gun cooled down a bit there, and it was firing a little bit hotter at 1.34. And also it's me bedding that hop up in. So that is literally the first shots that I've got out of this thing. I'm now going to get some more BBs in there, and I'll get you guys the RPS. So what I'm going to do in the next video, so please do subscribe, like, etc., is I'm going to do accuracy tests, and then I'm also going to do the gas gas, what do I say? Gas efficiency. So I'm going to fill the mag, both CO2 and the green gas, and then we're going to test out how many shots we get out of each one. Here we go. Okay, so that loaded pretty well. I just lost my grip at the end there. Let me just do that. Right, so I've got another load of rounds in here. So the last thing we really need to do is, so this is pretty cool. I'm going to see the last thing I need to do is the rounds per second. Let's just do one more of the, so that's 337. So it's firing between 332 and 340. I would say it's 1.25 to 1.5 joules, and it's really tight. The groupings of just how 342. So that's firing a little bit hotter, but 342 still. If you're in the US and you're, today it's pretty much like an average, probably like 17 degrees in here, I would say. So I'd say that's kind of where you're going to be firing at. Right, rounds per second. There we go. So that is firing at 17 rounds per second is what that is. And then an average of 141 was the last one. Let me just finish it. Oh, well, that was up to 22. Oh, 22 rounds per second. So I'm going to redo that just so that we have that again. I'm going to clear it and then redo it. Because that did not really, that's quite a big spread, that 17 to, I'll fill up with gas again. Sorry, the gas I'm also using on this is your Swiss Arms 150 PSI. It's kind of the one designed for your rifle, your primary. Pretty easy to fill, but it's fine with the with that cap. I'm kind of getting used to opening it, the cap on the bottom by the fill valve. But it definitely slows you down a little bit when you're reloading. Okay, that's my dog George in the background. There's probably some delivery arriving. Okay, so I'm going to do that, and then I'm going to go with sticking my little Jaeger Precision adapter on there. I'm going to go with that. Yeah, that's fine. And then we're going to try and do... Oh, that just slammed shut. So that was actually, the bolt just slammed after I put that in there, so that's just something to note. Right, single, yeah, 319, 318, 321. Okay, so I think that is because the mag is so cold, I just filled it up. So that's 318 to 321. Again, 3 shots with like a 2 FPS variation is pretty insane. And this is it firing full auto. So it's 21 rounds per second is what that's firing at. So that is saying that the last shot was 97. I think it could have registered that wrong. Yeah, 290 is what that was after a full empty mag. So guys, I think from the initial test, I think that one was a bit weird because I only just stuck a load of gas in it. But I think from the initial tests on that, the FPS rating's pretty strong, as in like it's a 330-ish kind of FPS on a 2.5, so 1.2 to 1.5 joules, and it really is very consistent. Accuracy I haven't tested yet, but I will be testing that in the next video, so stay tuned. And you can use this as the adapter, the MWS speed loader adapter by Jaeger Precision. I don't have any others to hand. But if you're looking to get one, go follow him and go get one of these. All right, guys, have a great day wherever you are. I will see you very soon, and much love to everyone in your life. Bye.